It's Tuesday, July 19th. It's Tuesday. Obviously, I already just said that. So all my stuff is going to be found at MLBDFSweather.com today, and same address on Twitter, MLBDFSweather. But enough about me rambling on about where to find me and stuff like that. Weather. Not as busy as we were last night. Well, you may say, well, Mark, there was only one delay last night. Yeah, but there was a threat of more. There was rain in New York, Philly. There was a lot going on. Kansas City got into the action with some thunderstorms nearby. Denver, obviously the Rockies had a delayed start. So it wasn't overall a huge impact weather day in terms of DFS, but there was a lot to watch. Today, like I said, much less active. You can find my work over here and at MLBDFSweather.com, and we have this is our surface map. So the only games really from the National Weather Service that we're going to have a risk is going to be the Rockies again. St. Louis a little bit is right here, though they have them dry. In DC right here with a front going by, and maybe a slight risk for Philly, though they should be okay. But let's go game by game. Here's the DC simulated radar. You can see not a lot going on this evening. I'll keep an eye on it. It doesn't look like a big deal to me. They should be able to play, no problem. Kansas City, showers and thunderstorms should be off to the east, but much like the DC, not a big deal here. I'll keep an eye on it. Should not really be a big problem. Here's St. Louis, a big blob of thunderstorms is forecast to pass by them really close to game time. This is something to watch. I don't think it would be a postponement threat. Can't completely rule that out, but certainly a delay threat here. And last but not least, Colorado. When I was first looking at these simulated radars for the region, I was like, do I have last night's data up? Because they look exactly the same. And I'm not sure if that's going to be the case. As I always do, people that have read my stuff and listened to me, as soon as there's rain in Denver, I start looking, okay, is there a surface feature that's going to cause this rain? And the answer yesterday was yes, and we saw what happened. There was quite a bit of rain around. Today's answer is not really. We have this, what we call a surface trough of low pressure to the east of Denver. That may be the surface trigger. I'm not 100% sure. And then we have this warm front that's well to their northeast. That's certainly not causing this rain. If anything, it's this surface trough of low pressure. Basically, when you have a trough of low pressure, you have air that kind of rushes in towards that, and it will cause rising motion, and rising motion is what causes showers and thunderstorms. In addition to the surface trough possibly being the surface feature that causes a trigger that causes these showers and thunderstorms, the atmosphere is unusually humid because of the rain over the last 24 hours. Humidity is fuel for thunderstorms. And the old saying in meteorology is drought begets drought and rain begets rain. So sort of like, unless something changes, the atmosphere may behave similarly to what it did yesterday. So look for a repeat of that in Colorado. Now today, I think the threat is slightly less than what it was last night, but it's certainly not small enough or less enough to completely cancel out or completely ignore this game. This is the game that I will be paying the most attention to, and as DFSers, most people pay attention closely to cores anyways because of the great hitting environment. So speaking of that, we'll go to hitting environments. Now I listed several. You may be like, Mark, you're listing too many. Yeah, maybe, but these are all parks that do favor the hitter somewhat. You'll see in my rankings on my charts here, they're all 7s or above. But Colorado stands out as heads and shoulders above any of these other parks. I have them as 10. The other parks, the highest I have is a 7. So if you're looking for a great hitting environment, go to Colorado. Pitching environments or good pitchers, good parks for pitchers are going to be found in Seattle, LA, and Oakland, with Seattle being the big advantage. And we saw Chris Sale pitch a really good game last night, even though his bullpen blew his win for him. Relatively quiet day. I'll keep an update going throughout the day for you. But again, the games to look more closely at as I go through the day look to be Colorado and St. Louis. Have a good one.